The new episodes of Young and the Restless are still delayed, and that makes portraits of Victor Newman and Eric Braeden fall into a loose state. Not only that, he was also divided with the isolated wild hairstyle that made fans laugh. Read on to see what happens to Eric Braeden and when next we'll see Victor Newman on screen, and his weird COVID hair. The new episodes of Young and the Restless are the goal, though many fans love the current classic episodes in their sixth week. Now, there's a major update in the plan to bring CBS soap back to work. Check out the changes you'll see and when they start working again. Above are two posts on Eric Braeden's social network, one before Young and Restless became dark and one after being interrupted. On the right, actor Victor Newman pays homage to Lee Phillip Bell, after she died in late February. Then on the left, Eric joked about former Adam actor, Justin Hartley. Young talent and constantly showing an expensive bottle of tequila that Justin sent to honor Eric Braeden's 40 years is Victor Newman. He joked that it was to make up for what Adam Newman did to Victor. In addition, Braeden's shared updates on her isolated life. But it's the latest social post by the actor Young and Restless that really gets people talking. Normally, on CBS soap, Victor looks handsome and neat in a suit or high-end casual clothes. But in this latest photo, Eric Braeden's bobbing hair, it is very unlike Victor. Hollywood unions are working hard, devising plans to get the products back into service. That includes soaps like Y&R. However, the latest word is that actors and crews in high-risk categories might be the last to return. That might include Eric Braeden, simply based on his age. For people 65 and older, Young and the Restless may not be able to bring Eric Braeden back like Victor Newman. And also, Melody Thomas Scott as Nikki Newman, and Peter Bergman as Jack Abbott. They are one of the oldest actors on CBS Subser. Of course, we're waiting for what's next with Dina Mergerant's health, but at 80, Marla Adams is the oldest of the actors. So there's a big question, when Young and the Restless starts filming new episodes, will Victor Newman get along right away? Or will Eric Braeden be held? Y&R viewers got used to seeing Eric look as beautiful as Victor Newman. Even when Victor's sweat and boxing were stable, he still looked that way. But, it seems that quarantine has achieved the best of Eric Braeden, because it has all of us. You can see his new look is out of control. When the actor posted this on social media, he commented on it: hair COVID-19. Although this unprotected mess won't get past Young and the Restless, it's typical for quarantine. Victor's alter ego is also sportier than what we see on the screen. Cole Howard's character in The Young and Restless has not been seen for decades, so it's okay if newer viewers aren't familiar with him. Originally played by N.P. Shock as a child from 1980-81, Cole returned to Y&R as a passionate young man when J. Eddie Peck played him from 1993-99. In one jealous time, Victor Newman deceived his wife with his secretary, Eve Howard, and she gave birth to a son, Charles. Believing the child to be his, Victor created a trust fund in his name, but Eve and the boy did not see again for more than 10 years. In 1993, Eve appeared and revealed that their son now had a middle name, Cole. Victor did not want to do anything to him, but later changed his mind and asked Eve to take him to the city of Geneva. Eve went to see Cole, an ambitious novelist, but Victor was thought to be dead, so his widow, Nikki Newman, hired Cole to settle down and he lived in the Tack house. But their marriage encountered a major obstacle when Nina began to support Cole in their research and they fell in love with each other. Victoria fought back by kissing Nina's ex-boyfriend, Ryan, but at Victor's urging, Cole fought for his marriage. However, the prolonged absence at Victoria's house caused a rift that made Ashley Abbott slip right in. Cole was writing a new novel based on her life, and when Victoria returned home, she met by chance. The two women fought for Cole's love, and he chose Ashley, even proposing to her. But Victoria was pregnant with his child, and although she claimed Neil was a child, Cole saw through her. When Victoria began to suffer, the baby was transferred to the emergency area C, and Cole comforted Victoria, who wanted to name her New Year's Eve, after her mother. Sadly, the child did not survive and Neil left Victoria and Cole alone in grief. The plan sets out the changes that Young and the Restless and other television and film programs must make. First, they must hire an employee to comply with COVID-19. However, because this role does not exist now, it may be harder to find Adam Newman. Also, as we expected, there were restrictions on the young actors of Young and the Restless, which could cause Victor Newman, Dina Mergeron and Jack Abbott to leave the studio. Actors older than 65 should get a doctor's approval to return. In addition, the plan called the Frame Restoration Roadmap mandates what you expect, such as masked crews, hand wash stations, and regular COVID-19 testing of actors and members. Crew. In addition, all actors will carry hand sanitizers on them. 2 weeks ago, the California governor announced he wanted to get Hollywood back to work, and that included Y&R and other soaps. But then, unions for the actors and film crew clapped back, saying they needed to make sure everyone was safe. So they started planning. Then, this week, the studio CBS, which made Young and the Restless, along with Disney and other networks, made a joint proposal. They worked with associations of actors and film crews and approved a plan to get people back to work. Now, it has been approved on the table of Governor Gavin Newsom. If he plans to turn on the green light, then Young and the Restless can continue filming new episodes this month, as expected. However, there will be major changes that could affect the way films are shown in the near future. So will the show be less dramatic and less romantic? Keep reading to see. Cole eventually married Ashley, but while she was out of town, Victoria tried to seduce him. Cole left to track Ashley across Europe, believing she was having an affair, and Victoria followed. When everyone returned to Geneva, Ashley decided she wanted to have a baby, but instead, her pressure urged Cole to divorce and leave town to become a professor at Oxford. Young and the Restless's vandals reveal that fans were treated to some wonderful flashback moments of John Abbott, the patriarch of the powerful and influential Abbott family in Geneva. Sadly, John Abbott is no longer on the show, because he was killed in 2006. At that time, his protagonist, Jerry Douglas, left the show, although he did back as a ghost. John Abbott is dead, and what are the highlights of his life? Read on to discover more about the men who are very important to Genève society. John began fighting the prisoners, but 6 months after his entry, John was pardoned by the governor. But before he was released, he had a stroke and was in a vegetative state. John's death was linked to a plot in which Ashley was chased by a bad buyer, Tom Callahan. Tom is actually the estranged husband of Gloria Abbott. Tom told Gloria that he wanted money because she is currently married to John Abbott. She tricked John into giving away tons of money that she gave to Tom, who extorted money from her. When Tom interferes in her son's marriage, she goes to see Tom to save the day, but John overhears her phone call and confronts Tom in an alley. They struggled and a gun broke out to kill Tom. John drove, had a car accident and didn't remember anything. Ashley confesses to kill Tom, but John finally confesses to kill Tom and he is sentenced to 7 years in prison. When Victoria Newman was blamed on Nina Webster by Ryan McNeil, she set her goal to be a handsome, stable, but Cole refused and began having an affair with Nikki. But Victoria confessed her love and Cole wrote to his mother to report that he had a crush on Victor's daughter. Eve never told Cole who her father was and she hurriedly stopped their wedding. Unfortunately, she suffered a major stroke and coma. Victor returned from Kansas and he and Nikki were horrified when Victoria fled to Las Vegas. Revealing that Cole was his son, Victor forced them to cancel the marriage. After Eve died, Victor found a letter in her belongings that made him suspect about Cole's parents and had done some DNA tests. When Victor confirmed he was not Cole's father, it was a man named Rick Darrows. The two men followed Victoria and shared the good news. Cole and Victoria remarried and lived together on the battlefield. Although Victoria is jealous of her editor, Jerry, Cole assures his wife that he only loves her. If the plan to boycott love scenes, it will really burn. So what did Show to Work show about sex scenes? Surprisingly, it did not ban them. But, it's vague about them. The plan requires shorter and non-consecutive working days. They also don't want paper scripts on set. But Young and the Restless actors often place scripts behind cushions and out of sight. Because they run a lot of dialogues, they often mention them. Now, these are proved, and if they must have them, the actors cannot share the script. Young and the Restless's plan also follows handshakes, hugs and high marriages. But what about the love scene? The plan says that they should use digital effects to make the actors look closer while leaving society. However, they do not forbid love scenes. Instead, they issued a warning note that fights and intimate scenes of fans would increase the risk of transmission. However, they did not ban them from Young and the Restless or other products. So we can still see the romance as our soap keeps spinning. This is expected to happen soon. Now, CBS's daytime drafting plan to continue filming Young and the Restless. B&B Soap Sister hopes to continue filming in June, and Y&R can follow suit. Hope viewers will come back to the movie soon.